Good morning. I'd like to call to order the Human Resources Appointment and Equity Committee meeting. Today is Tuesday, June 5th. Council Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Calling the roll, Ms. Brown.
Present.
Mr. Gallagher.
Here.
Mr. Jones.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Here.
Ms. Conwell.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Excellent. Do we have any public comment?
No one has signed in.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the May 22nd meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and second. If there are no questions, comments, or concerns, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. Council Clerk, will you read the matters referred to the committee into the record, please?
Ordinance number 2018-0008, amending section 9.07 of the Cuyahoga County Human Resources Personnel Policies and Procedures Manual and approving certain straight-time cash payments in lieu of exchange time for hours worked in excess of 40 in a work week in the total amount not to exceed $85,529.59 for sexennial and triennial real estate assessments for the period 4/29/2018 to 7/27/2018.
All right. Thank you very much. Is there anyone here who would like to speak on behalf of this request?
Madam Chair, Trevor Mackler, County Council staff. It's our understanding that the HR Director will be down here shortly.
Oh, okay.
So I can give a brief overview until he gets here, if that is okay.
Sure.
The legislation in front of you is a ordinance changing, amending the recently adopted HR Policy and Procedures Manual. What the legislation does, it does two things. One, it extends the time frame from the allowing the county executive 14 days to sign off on straight pay above 40 hours versus the current 7 days that is in the HR policy manual. The policy of allowing the county executive 7 days to sign off on straight pay above 40 hours is a new policy that was recently adopted a couple months ago by the council. And I think what the departments and HR is seeing that 7 days is a pretty tight timeline. The issue that they're saying it usually takes about anywhere between 8 to 11 days. I don't want to speak exactly, but it's just taking a little longer than 7 days for HR to review the request received by the department and then get the county executive to sign off on it within that 7-day timeline. The other item that the legislation covers is authorizing the fiscal office, particularly the real estate assessment division, to have 4 staff to go above 40-hour straight pay, starting backdated from April 29th, 2018, running through 7/27 of 2018. And the reason why that is in front of you is because that's an example where that didn't go to the county executive signature within the required 7-day window once the new HR policy manual was adopted. And so we don't really have a mechanism other than coming back to this body to authorize that straight pay above 40 hours because it did not get signed off on within the 7 days, which is in the current county code. We do have a proposed substitute that we would like the committee to consider, and that is adding the medical examiner's office to the legislation, and that is adding 11 staff members from the medical examiner's office to receive straight pay in the amount of a combined $33,000 with a start period of April 29th, and it will run through July 28th of 2018. And again, it's the same issue that we had with the reappraisal department of getting it authorized within with that 7-day window. Both requests, from my understanding, were considered immediately following the council adopting the new HR policy manual, but it was a new policy. They had a new procedure in place, and they just did not meet the 7-day time frame. We do have Lisa Rocco from the fiscal office here to talk about the need for straight pay, but I know a lot of that was covered in committee when we were talking about what areas within the county would more than likely fall under the straight pay above 40 hours. But she is available here to talk about the specific need if necessary.
Good filibuster. No, I'm just kidding. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns from the committee? There being none,
I have one for her.
Okay.
Through the chair to Trevor, so you included the medical examiner and we have the other. Are there any other departments that need this pay?
From my understanding, Councilwoman, there's one other department, and I don't recall it offhand, but they actually got it prior authorization before the straight pay started to occur, so that would not have to come to this body.
And with the current legislation before us, or, I'm sorry, the current ordinance before us, we're, 3 days outside of that 7-day window?
For the fiscal department, it's my understanding that as basically the day after council approved the new policy manual, the fiscal office turned in the request to work above 40 hours. It just took a little longer, and I don't think it got to the county executive's attention until about 10 days after that window started.
Okay. All right. Looks like our Chief Talent Officer, Douglas Dykes, has arrived, and so I'm not sure how, if he was able to capture anything, but if you want to step forward and speak on behalf, I think Mr. McAleer gave us a good overview, but if there's anything you'd like to add or share with regard to the ordinance that's before us.
Douglas Dykes, Chief Talent Officer. I'm not sure what Trevor shared.
Well, we'll just open the floor for you to and to just give us your purview, if you will, just so we can make sure that we're all on one accord here, if that's okay.
So these two requests, the reason they're before this committee is because when the handbook was approved, these straight time pays were already going on. And so based on the handbook, it said that it was 7 days before that we had to do it, but we were already outside of that scope. And so these two requests from the medical examiner, from the fiscal area, the appraisal, they were already going on based on our process that we had before the handbook was approved. That's why these are before you.
Any questions from the committee? Councilman Miller.
Madam Chair, Director, my question regarding the two requests, the one regarding the appraisal process and the other in the medical examiner's office. My question is whether you feel that the 120-day allotment of time for this process will be sufficient to complete the work that they need to do, or whether in either case you believe that that a second round might be required after this one is done.
Based on the conversation I had with both leads for these areas, they believe that these times are adequate.
Okay. Okay, that's it.
Thank you, Councilman Miller. Any further questions? All right. So I'd like to make a motion to move the substitute before us.
Second.
All right, the substitute has been moved and second. If there are no questions, comments, or concerns, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. And now if we want to make a motion to move the ordinance as substituted to the full body of the council under second reading suspension, I'll take a motion.
So moved.
Is there a second? Okay, it's been moved and second. If there are no questions, comments, or concerns, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dykes.
Thank you.
Okay, this will move to the full body of the council under second reading suspension. Do we have any miscellaneous business from the committee? There being none, we are adjourned. Thank you all so much.